it's Erica. Welcome back to Maniacal Reader. Today I'm doing my September book haul. Now I don't normally film hauls this late, but it's September 30th today, so that counts. I was waiting for a few more books to come in at the end of the month, so that's why this haul is a little later than usual. The first book I want to show you is Great Expectations by Charles Dickens. I read this book back in 10th grade in high school, and the copy that I had got so weathered because I kept on putting it in and out of my packs back in high school, and the corner ended up ripping off. So I wanted to get myself a clean copy and one that looked better than the one that I had. So that's why I got this book. I like the cover on this design better, and I like that it has more color in it. So that's why I picked it up. Great Expectations is one of my favorite classics. I really enjoyed it in high school. Next up, I have Unleashed by Sophie Jordan. This is the final book in her Uninvited duology. It follows this girl named Davy who has what's known as the kill gene, or homicidal tendency syndrome. In the first book, she's isolated from her friends and family since she is discovered to have this gene, and her story unravels from there. I really enjoyed the first book. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. And even though the second book didn't go in the direction I was expecting, I really loved it. I loved it more than the first book, actually. I gave this book 5 out of 5 stars. The next book I have here is Unbreakable by Elizabeth Norris. This is the final book in her Unraveling duology. This duology follows a girl named Janelle Tenner, who is the daughter of an FBI agent, and while she's looking through her father's old case files, she notices that all the photographs have timestamps on them, and she figures out that these timestamps are actually a countdown to the end of the world. There's other science fiction elements in this book which I really enjoyed. I've never read a duology that's this action-packed before, and I was really surprised by it. I really enjoyed reading this duology. I gave this final book 5 out of 5 stars. Next up, I have The Destiny of Violet and Luke. This is the third book in the Coincidence series by Jessica Swanson. I read the first 2 books in August, but I needed to wait until the rest of the books came in before I could continue on with the series. This book follows the romance of Luke and Violet. Luke is the best friend of Caden Owens, one of the characters from the previous books. We don't know much about Luke other than he doesn't have a good relationship with his mom because his mom is crazy and he doesn't really like her that much. We know even less about Violet, but we do know that Violet is the college roommate of Callie. Callie is another character from the previous 2 books, and Callie and Caden are in a relationship. I read this book earlier this month, and I ended up giving it 4 out of 5 stars. The next book I have here is The Probability of Violet and Luke. This is the 4th book in the Coincidence series, and it continues Luke and Violet's romance. I really enjoyed the continuation of their story, and I ended up giving this book 5 out of 5 stars. It was amazing. Next up, I have The Certainty of Violet and Luke. Luke and Violet's romance came to an awesome conclusion, and I ended up giving this book 5 out of 5 stars. Next up, I have The Resolution of Callie and Caden. This is the 6th book in the Coincidence series, and this book concludes Callie and Caden's story. I also read this book earlier this month, but I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. Even though I enjoyed Callie and Caden as a couple, this book didn't really have a lot of substance to it, and it's actually my least favorite book in this series. And the last book I have for this haul is Queen of Shadows by Sarah J. Maas. This is the 4th book in her Throne of Glass fantasy series. I read this book earlier this year when I borrowed the hardback from the library, but the paperback was recently released, so I wanted to add it to my collection. Since these books are so big, and I haven't really been in a fantasy mood lately, I'll probably read the rest of the series when all of the books are released. That's all the books for my September book haul. Let me know down in the comments what books you purchased for September. Are there any books that you're looking forward to reading right away? That's all for my video today. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!